Hey guys, Tony, good morning. I did have a request for CVRX. I just wanted to do a quick TA. Seems like they actually just started trading a couple of days ago on June 30th, so not too long ago. They've really only been trading for a couple of months now, and they've been staying around this range at least since early July-ish. Immediately I'm kind of expecting CVRX to stay around this trading range, especially when you have such broken candles like this. When you have broken candles like this, and when you have small little candles that are being created like that, it means that the movement is kind of staggered, and the buying and selling it usually means that, well, the easiest way that I can say, it usually means there's not too much volume coming in. I guess that's the easiest way to actually to say that, right? There's usually no volume, right? So I don't know too much about the fundamentals. I don't know what the float is for this company, but it seems like immediately after they IPO'd, it seems like there was a lot of insider selling because there was an immediate drop to 18 bucks. Unless this was like a SPAC or something, where it actually converted over on June 30th, and that's why you see all that selling when this was the actual conversion over to the new ticker. Again, I don't know the fundamentals of this company. Just looking at it as far as TA goes, I would have to say that it's looking like it's gonna go down. I'd argue that right now it's really just kind of staying in consolidation, where it's just gonna kind of trade sideways for a little bit. But ultimately, I think it's gonna see another drop, possibly under $18.46. It does look like, even though we had a nice little bull trigger on August 20th, it did run up like maybe like $1, but it hasn't really jumped up ever since then, right? You didn't see a big bull push like you did back in July 30th, where you ran from lows of like 19 bucks all the way to highs of $24, right? So immediately you can see that there's no volume. There wasn't a big bullish push to the upside, and it does look like there's a chance that as soon as we have another bearish trigger for the downside, we can definitely see that fall. But the stochastic still has a decent amount of movement to the upside. So what I can sort of see happening is, because we are actually trading above $19 resistance, I can definitely see something like this happening. So we go back, we retest 2048, and then you see the drop to what's it called, to like 1849 or something. That's what I think the biggest probability is going to happen, or the biggest thing. You can really just trade sideways for a long time between this range. So either scenario one is you just kind of trade sideways for a while before like any big moves happen. I don't think you're really going to break out to the upside or the low side unless CVRX has like a big news or something. But I think just from looking at TA, it seems like it still has a little bit of it's a little bit bullish bias, and because it's actually trading above the 1911 or sorry the 1909 resistance or support, I actually think there's a bigger chance that it'll run up, retest that $20.48 resistance, but then more than likely possibly drop down. Again, that's just kind of guessing, because it really hasn't been trading for a while, and all it's been doing is trading sideways for the last couple of months. A lot of people would actually think that this is a head and shoulders pattern. It's not really a head and shoulders pattern. You would have to have a pretty even left shoulder and right shoulder, right? You guys can see this one's actually on the lower side, so I wouldn't consider this a head and shoulders pattern. I don't trade candle patterns, and if I do, I wouldn't even consider it unless the pattern is like a clear example of what a head and shoulders would look like, right? It has to be no distinct factor that it's a head and shoulders pattern, right? Like, so this one, I would never consider this head and shoulders. It would have to be like a perfect example of head and shoulders. Other than that, I don't even like waste my time on candle patterns, right? But again, right now, I do see it basically having a small jump to the upside possibly, and then going down, or just kind of trading sideways between this range. But I think ultimately I'm bearish. I do think that it's going to see another drop to $18.52, like the $18.50 mark, possibly even lower than that. Again, I don't know if it's going to jump up, come back down, trade sideways and come back down, but I think more than likely it's going to be heading to the downside of $18.50. Again, it hasn't been trading long enough for me to actually see like a full TA of its history, and just like a overall trend, right? But you know, if I had to take a pretty wild and accurate guess, I'd say more than likely it's headed down, right? Whether you go up a little bit sideways, more than likely it's going to go back down and touch $18.50 again, possibly lower than that. I'll see you guys later. Bye.